So basic standing activation for your glutes, for your hip stabilizers. So some of this will be really basic, but we're going to go all the way through into advanced options. So make sure you take the level that's right for you. This is kind of being aimed at my dancers, my martial artists, my weight trainers. So people who are used to the muscle activation. If you're someone who's more sedentary, kind of more desk bound, not a lot of time in the gym, that's no issue. You can still do these exercises, but just spend a little bit more time on the basic version without the band, do slightly lower repetitions and slowly build over time rather than trying to go through the whole video and probably aggravating your condition because you're trying to fly before you can walk. For knee, hip, ankle, and low back rehabilitation, one of the most important things is hip stabilization. Because if you can't stabilize your pelvis, you're going to buckle your knees, you're going to buckle your ankles, which is going to drag, almost like an anchor pulling down on your low back, causing this rotation, this torsion through your pelvis. If your hips are twisting, think about what that's doing to your lower back, especially your disc. It's like wringing out a tea towel. And that's what you're doing to your low back by having that big twist through your hips. And it's not your fault. Most people have an imbalance, but the degree of the imbalance and how much effect it's having on your low back is directly linked to the tension in your muscles, the length of time it's been there, and then also what you ask of your body. So if you're very sedentary, think mini metro going to and from work. You're not asking a massive amount of performance, therefore a slightly flat tire isn't going to cause too much of a problem. Then go to the other end of the scale. So F1 race car, you're my elite athletes, my people who are training 5-6 days a week, really pushing yourselves. A slightly flat tire on F1 race car is a blowout and a dead driver. So you can be the mini metro and you can get away with being a little bit out of balance, or you need to be performance. And only you know where on that scale you are. My argument would be that everybody needs to be perfectly tuned, but there's just more wiggle room if you're asking less of your body. The more you put back into your body, so the more stretching, eating cleanly, drinking water, seeing your osteopath and massage therapist on a regular basis just for MOT, so the more you put back into your body, the less broken it is and the more give there is in that system. If you let your muscles get out of balance, get tighter, you're dehydrated, you're eating badly, you're aggravating your gut, all these things mean that your body's got less available give. It's just getting tighter. Everything's right on the edge of breaking. So it only takes you to cough or sneeze or bend over to pick up your shoes and your back goes, or your hips go, or your knees go. So we need you on this end of the scale. Lots of give in your system, lots of availability for life to happen without you getting broken. Exercise 1. Basic standing reactivation. So sit up tall for me, shoulders back, chin tucked in, tummy drawn in nice and tightly, and the weight is all through my heels. You can do this preferably on a more solid surface to start, like a dining room chair. I'm doing it on the sofa because it's the easiest place for me to video you for you at home. Heel activate, knees over middle toes, chest lifts up tall. First level, hands on knees. You're trying not to lean forward. So you're trying to press to the heels and stand up, slowly lower down, pushing your bottom backwards. And you see how I cushion down, kiss my bottom to the sofa rather than drop. Think elegant, not elephant. Okay, so level 1, hands on, heels loaded, toes gently lift just to make sure you're not cheating. Nice postural alignment, tummy drawn in strongly. If you've done the Pilates videos that I also have here, core engagement. Press through the heels, stand up, keeping the chest upright, no lean forward. There'll be a slight lean, but as little as possible, and back down. Your aim is to build between 15 and 30 repetitions with constant activation, so no stop at the bottom. So I want you to stand, you lower down, you kiss, but you don't surrender. Re-engage. Every rep, think, where are my knees? Are my tummies engaged? Is my chest up? And slowly build up your tolerance. Start with your feet slightly wider than the hips. The stronger you get, the closer they get. When you're ready, you don't have the hands on the knees and you stand. and you sit and it requires more strength. When that's easy, one toe off, one heel engaged. All my weight is through this leg. This one is just for balance. Your hip is not allowed to shift out. It's going to want to, but part of the reactivation of those hips is the straight line. If you see that kiss is becoming more of it's a little bit more impact. So my hips aren't strong enough at the moment. I've not been doing my hip stability work because I've been away. So you can see where I've gone from 2 legs and it's real control to just a little bit more impact. When we take this leg off, you'll see that I don't have enough control to kiss down gently. So next level, take the leg forward. Slight encouraging the twist, which we don't want, chest up. And can you see that I'm leaning because I'm not strong enough to do this perfectly? Keep the chest up and you see the drop. Don't have the drop. Next level, leg up. So no contact on the floor. Straight up, straight down, no contact on the floor, hover. Now I'm not strong enough to do this yet, but obviously when you're ready to, leg out, hovered in front, chest up. And can you see that my hip kicks, my knee wobbles? That's all the stuff we're looking for to not happen. Slowly lower down, as little lean forward as possible, control down to the floor. Okay, so I've shown you how not to do the last level. As long as the knee's straight, there's no wobble of the hip, and you can gently kiss and gently stand, you're doing the level right. I would like you to be perfect. So all Pilates, which this is based on, is about perfection, not just numbers and levels. So don't jump ahead to level 4 just for your ego to say, look, I can do it. I'd rather you did more repetitions of level 1 and do them perfectly, because that perfect repetition is going to build up stability, strength, and it's going to ingrain it into your body. So I want subconscious learning where your body doesn't have to think. We want you to, when you stand up, just do it, not think, I must engage my tummy, shoulders back, because that's where you pick up the injury. You didn't have time to think, you just reacted and oh, my back's gone. Okay? So subconscious learning requires thousands of repetitions. It makes more sense to do the lower level perfectly and do it perfectly thousands of times. I'm sure you've heard the saying, practice makes perfect. It doesn't. Practice makes permanent. Perfect practice makes perfect. So if you do the higher level badly because you really want to do it, all you're doing is setting yourself back to that kick out phase. You're not relearning the activation of the stabilisers. You're not teaching your body what we want. You're just feeding your head, yes, I'm ready to go and do something I want to do now, like running. And you're not, and you'll get hurt. Okay? Less is more. The progression. It doesn't have to be a circular band. You can use a normal TheraBand and tie a circle in it. Band around your thighs. So band activated. The levels are exactly the same. So I'll go through these slightly quicker because you've already done the first level video. And if you haven't, bad, go back and do the first video. I want the activation there constant. So it wants to pull my knees in, knees over middle toes, slightly turn out, lift the chest. This is going to make these stabilizers work even harder. Chest up, stand and engage. Can you see my knees are trying to press? I want constant engagement through the band. Kiss down, straight back up. There's no turning in of my knees at all. Obviously, when you're ready, we still need band activation, so you can't come quite as narrow on these. Here, come slightly narrower, still pressing out through the heels, standing, sitting, control, one leg balance, press through, remember all through this leg, no kicking out, keep the band engagement. When you're ready, keep the band engagement. This is going to be harder. Lots of cheating. Obviously, ideally, your knees stay in line. There's no shift of the hips. There's no lean forward. Build it with practice. Okay? Make sure you do both legs. Make sure you do both legs, even number of repetitions. If you have a weak side, a painful side, always train that leg first. So the leg that's on the floor is the leg you're training. Always train the weak leg first and match the number of repetitions with the strong side. Because otherwise you're keeping the imbalance. If you do 30 reps on your good leg and 15 on your bad, you're just encouraging that imbalance. If you do 15 on the good one, on the bad one, do 15 on the good one, even though it's not as hard a workout, they will become balanced. And then you can slowly build the strength up together once you've neutralized, which is why you always have to do both sides. Otherwise, you're going to be coming into it with an injury on the other side. Good for my bank balance, bad for yours. Okay?